Hey everyone, welcome to the Married to the Market podcast. I'm Camry Stoffel, wife, mom of 3, salon owner, and full-time realtor with Town & Country Realtors.
And I am Chance Stoffel, husband, father, and mortgage lender with Modern Mortgage Preferred Partners. We are married to each other, and we are kind of married to the market too.
Before we dive in, a quick disclaimer. This podcast is for content and educational purposes only. We're sharing stories, insights, and opinions from our experiences in the industry.
We also want to disclose that Town & Country Realtors and Modern Mortgage Preferred Partners are partnered companies, and yes, we are legally married, just keeping everything transparent so we can stay compliant.
This podcast is where we get real about marriage, parenting, and real estate. The messy, exciting, sometimes overwhelming, but always meaningful parts of life. If you're building a home, a family, or a future, you're in the right place.
All right, so episode 4, top 10 buyer mistakes and what we would tell our friends instead.
Yes.
Number 10, we're going to kick it off going 10 to 1. Number 10 is not getting pre-approved first.
Yeah, I feel like we see that very often.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of people want to buy a house, so the realtor, I want to buy this house.
They find the house, they're like, hey, let's go see it.
Yeah. But in reality, can I afford this house? So the pre-approval is based upon, what you make in comparison to your monthly debts, and then you also take into consideration the house specifically. So the pre-approval changes depending on the house. So if you change the house you want, that pre-approval would also change on that house. So
yeah, I think a lot of people get confused by that because they don't understand what's being changed. But if you're looking at different houses in different locations, even of the town, property taxes are going to change.
Yeah. Insurance
flood
changes,
insurance,
maybe.
flood insurance.
That's
so many things.
Yeah, not cheap.
Yeah, we're learning that right now. It's not cheap. And then also, if you're not pre-approved and you're looking at a house and say you love it and you want to put an offer in, what if that house already has an offer on it and now you're competing with another offer?
Yeah.
They're probably going to get accepted because you guys aren't ready to really put the offer in because you don't really know what you're pre-approved for.
Yeah, they won't entertain your offer if you don't have a pre-approval from the lender stating that you were pre-qualified and an eligible buyer. So for someone to accept an offer that doesn't have a pre-approval, I just don't think you'll see it because it's not going to be a good offer. So.
Yeah, I've seen that in the past when we put in a backup offer. They'll ask us, what's your pre-approval or where's your pre-approval letter? And we've always been great. We've sent it right through, but if you weren't in that situation where you had that, it could definitely hurt you.
Yeah. I think ideally if the lead comes in to the real estate agent, the agent would discuss, what this process looks like, obligations from the buyer, obligations that, the agent would try to fulfill and how they'll represent the buyer. But at that point, the agent would have, referral partners that they've grown to like and trust and do business with. And such referral partners myself is like a lender, so for me to issue a pre-approval, and then I would then send that pre-approval letter to the agent. And at that point, they know, okay, this person's pre-approved up to this amount, and that kind of has a window that you can shop within. So that way you're not looking for homes that you can't afford. So
yeah, and that kind of goes hand in hand with just, working as a team together and getting deals done together.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 9, thinking you need 20% down.
Yeah, that's true, right?
That is false.
20?
Not 20%? What do you mean?
Yeah. 20%, right? A lot of people are like, I'm waiting until I have enough money to buy, so.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Yeah, and that's where, a buyer consultation comes into play, okay, what are you waiting on? What's the deal? I say, I don't have enough money down. So that's the myth, right? It doesn't take 20%, Conventional loans, we have DPA programs where you can go down to 3% down. Traditionally, you would put 5% down for conventional. FHA, 3.5% down. And USDA, if your property is eligible, you could go 0% down. So it's a government-backed loan to where they don't require the seller to put any money down. So
yeah, and there is a lot of DPA options too with no money down, which is amazing. We've gotten to do a couple of those.
Yeah, there's repayable down payment assistance, and then there's forgivable. The repayable can be pricey, but some of the programs we have don't have early payoff penalties, so it gets you the home you want, and then you can turn around and save up money and then pay that loan off and it goes away. So
Yeah. That's a big myth that keeps people stuck in renting.
yeah,
So.
yeah, definitely, yeah, 100% interest if you rent, by the way. So
Yeah. Yeah. I actually read something the other day and it said you don't want to buy a home because you don't want to pay your 7% interest rate.
mm-hmm.
So you're going to pay a landlord rent that's going to cover his 7% interest rate.
Yeah.
It's like, eek.
Eek.
That's true.
That is true.
But,
so just got to change your way of thinking, and build equity in a home that's yours and not equity in someone else's home. So renting has its purpose, but it's dependent upon that individual. It provides you flexibility. Like if you think you want to move or, a different stage of your life might be coming up to where you don't want to be locked into a home. Totally get that. But, this consultation with experts in the field is worth having, even if you're not buying. Just call with questions, concerns.
Yeah. Don't wait until you're ready
Yeah.
to have the conversation because we want to have that conversation months in advance and make sure you're completely set up for the home buying process and so everything goes smoothly for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, number 8.
Number 8.
Yes.
Using the listing agent to get a better deal. I feel like this would be up your alley as well. So
Yeah. I mean, you're driving by a house that you see and you see the listing agent's name and number on the front on the sign. A lot of people do call the listing agent and ask them questions, and people think that they might get a better deal that way. Or I'll just ask the listing agent because they're going to tell me what's their bottom dollar. What's this? Can you be my agent? And while the listing agent can be a dual agent and work both sides, it's hard because the listing agent's loyalty is to the seller. They've already signed a contract with that agent and they are their fiduciary, so they're going to get them the best deal that they can do. Their loyalty is not to you as a buyer unless you're in contract with them. Right. So it is better, I think, to find your buyer's agent and then have the buyer's agent and the listing agent work together, because at that point you both have someone representing you and you both have people looking out for your best interest.
Yeah.
So you're not saving money by not hiring a buyer's agent and just going to the listing agent, because ultimately the listing agent just going to get paid both of the commissions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no discount. They just
no.
Yeah.
They can't disclose as much as they would like, and then also at that point couldn't disclose as much to the sellers as they would want from the buyers.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little tricky, but definitely get your buyer's agent.
Yeah, definitely. And some listing agents aren't buyer's agents. So you might go to a listing agent, they'll talk to you about that property. But if you wish to look at other properties, that might not be their expertise. So that's just one more conversation you gotta have. So like, thanks for reaching out, but I'm actually not a buyer's agent. I'm just strictly listing agent. So I'm gonna have to put you in contact with someone else. So
yeah, I think in our area most agents are both.
Yeah.
But there are some that are more advanced in the field and have been doing it for many years, and they can settle more down into just listing side or just buying side.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for sure. Number 7, letting family friends influence everything.
Yeah. So this one, don't let your Uncle Larry, who bought a house 7 years ago with a 3% interest rate, tell you what the current market rates are, right? So things have changed drastically in just the past year, the last 3 years, last 5 years. So, I mean, with COVID and the current markets, rates have went from a 3 to, an 8, back down to, today's average maybe around a 6. So,
yeah.
It's definitely changed a lot, right? I mean, same as your grandpa paying $1 for gas 50 years ago. Like the cost of living is just different. So things are more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. Well, I think it's great when people bring as many people they can to showings because it's more eyes on things, and I don't want you to miss things that are wrong. Like, I want us to all know exactly what's wrong. It's the opinion of certain things, like oh, that'll never get fixed. This is not worth this much money. Because when you do have outside opinions, it does cloud your judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And they're opinions that aren't backed by a lot of data, especially on like today's current market. So a house that might have been worth $150 5 years ago it might be worth $250 on today's market.
Yeah.
And it, Uncle Larry might say like, this is only worth $150 to me because that's probably when he bought his house was 5 years ago. But CMAs will be accurate, and something that I like to do, if there's a house that you're interested in, I'm going to send you a CMA on it, and it's going to tell you exactly what today's market is saying that property is worth. At that point, you can put whatever offer you want in, but if you're going to offer 150 just because you feel like it's worth that, you're not getting it.
Yeah. I was working with an agent today, and their buyers wanted to put in a low ball offer, and she knew it wasn't a good idea, but she did it anyways. But I mean, I think a lot of times in my experience with that low ball offer, you might upset somebody. You're going to upset the sellers because they're prideful of their property, and you're also going to upset the agent. So, and the agent has to write up that offer, which takes anywhere from 30 minutes to a couple hours. So,
something I've been doing lately too, if I do feel like someone's wanting to put a low ball offer in, I will go back and look into the history of what they purchased it for.
Yeah.
And I try to do a calculation of probably what their payoff is. And we're like, hey, we're right at their payoff. There's no way this is going to go for that. Because, they want to make a little bit of money so they can put it down for the next home, too. So, just kind of being mindful of Uncle Larry's opinions when you're looking at homes. Number 6.
Not understanding closing cost. So I think a lot of people, as you mentioned there, a lot of people focus on the down payment. So the down payment is part of it, and it definitely adds up. That's where the DPA programs help with down payments. USDA, no down payment. VA loans, no down payment. But those are all niche programs. Not everybody qualifies for. So FHA 3.5%, conventional 5%. But as far as closing costs goes, that's additional fees that go towards paying your real estate agent, paying the underwriter, paying your originator to originate the loan.
The real estate agent fees aren't normally in that now because a lot of times sellers pay for the buyer's agent. But it is, was it property taxes will be intertwined in there.
And property taxes.
Title fees.
Homeowners insurance, title fees. I mean, there's a lot.
There's so many fees that go into it. And a lot of people think that a down payment and closing costs are the same thing, and they're not.
Yeah.
You're paying both.
Yeah.
So when people are telling you that, or your lender's telling you that, try and keep in mind that those are two different things.
Yeah. Yeah. Be mindful and look for, on your loan estimate, like total cost to close, cash from borrower. And then sometimes you might see cash to borrower, but it definitely can add up. Just be mindful of that cost and make sure you can afford it. And prior to signing docs, you can see these numbers. Like, this is how much it's going to cost. Can I afford this or can I not? So,
and have the conversation ahead of time, because when you are putting an offer in, closing costs is something that we can actually ask the sellers to pay for.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to ask for closing costs. With like an FHA loan, you can ask up to 6%, USDA 6%, conventional 3%, depending on the down payment. But it's not like you're getting one over on the sellers. Like, it's pretty common to ask for seller concessions.
Yeah.
And seller concessions can go towards, depending on the loan type, it can go towards your closing costs, can help buy down your rate to make your monthly payment more affordable.
I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're gonna ask for like a percentage for closing costs, and you do ask the seller to pay for it, and it's going to go towards the closing, but normally there is a little bit money left over.
Right.
So you can either use it, or if you don't use it, it goes back to the seller.
Yeah, it goes back to the seller.
Yeah.
And that's something, if you're not going to use it and you want to have a more competitive offer, maybe say, hey, I don't need the full 6%, I only need 4%. That keeps 2% more in the seller's pocket, and then it gives you a more competitive offer compared to someone else that might need the full 6%. So.
Yeah. Very true. And it's not the remaining money, it's not cash that you get to keep. This is something that's just within the loan process. It's going to, like you said, buy down your rate, pay for the closing costs, and things like that. And then once those are done, if there is anything extra, it goes back to the seller.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not for renovations or anything like that. It's strictly to help with the cost of the loan.
Number 5. Assuming you can't buy because of credit.
Yeah.
We have that conversation a lot.
Yeah. There's some truth in that. There's times where your credit is too low, but
I had a phone call with that this morning,
You did?
actually. Yeah.
There's a difference between bad credit and low credit. There's programs in place to help you build your credit. Once we pull your credit report, we can see what's causing your score to come down, that's impacting your score negatively, and then we can work on that. So that might not allow you to buy a house now, but having that conversation allows you to put a plan in place and buy a house from 6 to 12 months from now. And also keep in mind, whenever you pay something off, it's not going to reflect in your credit score for 30 to 45 days unless you do like a demand pull on that. So, but yeah, we're working. You had a call this morning, you said?
I had a call this morning. Yeah.
About credit?
Kind of. It was just a client that is looking to buy and the credit's just a little too low.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be doing some credit repair for the next few months and getting some debt paid off. And that way they can be a little bit more set up for success.
Yeah.
Different lender, I'm sorry. It happens, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does happen.
It does happen.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
So that's good that you're working with a lender that's helping your buyer, be able to afford a home one day. So
yeah,
that's great. Credit's important though. So having an understanding of your credit, know that when you shop for a home and pull your credit, obviously you don't want to have a bunch of hits on your credit. So try to narrow down just a few different lenders that you think would be a good fit for you, and then kind of choose your lender based on someone you can know, like, and trust and want to work with. So, but if you have bad credit, it will prevent you from getting a home. We have programs that go down to 500 credit scores, but that also requires 10% down opposed to 3.5%. It's going to have you jump through a lot more loops as far as eligibility goes. It is more difficult. So,
and underwriting,
yeah, they're going to come back with a whole list of conditions to me, which is fine, but it's just maybe the timing's not right. So
yeah. Number 4, lowballing in a competitive market. We kind of touched on this a little.
We did,
but trying to get a deal can lose the house. Oh, I guess just lowballing in general. It's a lot of times when you are putting a lowball offer in as a buyer, you kind of think like, if I'm not getting this for $20,000 less, then I'm not getting a deal.
Right. Yeah.
But realistically, that $20,000 might only be
like $50 a month.
$50 a month without interest, probably, or with interest.
It's not much, right?
It's not a lot.
We could do the math for you, but
we could do the math, but
over 30 years, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000 is nothing. So.
Yeah. So instead of asking for $20,000 less because you want to feel like you're getting a good deal, ask them for something else. Ask them to pay the closing cost, or ask them to pay the title insurance, or ask them to pay closing costs just so you can get a better interest rate, because $20,000 less on your loan or $20,000 potentially in closing costs to buy down your interest rate, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, getting the closing cost coverage is huge because you're financing that $20,000 that you're asking for the house to come off, instead of asking for them to, take $20,000 out of their pocket to then make the loan amount lower. Ask for them to pay seller concessions at the current price, because that $20,000 is cash out of your pocket. So that's huge, right? It keeps cash in your pocket, and then it's going to allow you to have more liquidity to do more things with your home once you actually get it. So
and $20,000 off of a listing price sounds like a lot, but $50 a month is one dinner that you didn't have to go out for.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Or 10, if you choose like McDonald's or something.
Not today's fast food. Oh yeah.
Speaking of Larry, prices have went up if you haven't noticed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, just for you and I to go to like Freddy's.
Oh my gosh, Freddy's is just expensive.
It's expensive, but it's a fast food restaurant.
It is. Yeah, it's drive-through for $30 for 2 people. But
for a steak burger and the best French fries.
And some delicious French fries.
And then we always, instead of a drink, we would like a
substitute for a custard.
A custard ice cream, please.
Yeah.
And not understanding monthly payments.
Yeah, so I mean, monthly payments, not understanding. There's a lot that goes into your monthly payment. It's not just the loan amount and the interest. It's your property taxes and your insurance if you wish to escrow that. And also, depending on your loan type and your down payment, there's mortgage insurance that may or may not fall off.
Yeah.
So getting a big picture of your monthly payment, but whenever I think of monthly payment, I think affordability, right? So if you currently rent and pay $1,000 a month, and then now you're going to buy a house that's going to have a $2,000 a month payment, the affordability and what you're comfortable paying. If you're looking at a house that's going to be $2,000 a month, um, and you're only paying $1,000 a month in rent, if you can afford it, that's great. But something I ask people to do if there's time between now and when they're going to buy is maybe set aside that extra $1,000 to then be having $2,000 withdrawn from their accounts that they don't have access to. And can you comfortably live month to month with that new payment? And if you can't, you might question whether or not that's too much or not. So
yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Yeah, just because you're pre-approved for
Right.
$400,000 for a house, it doesn't mean that you actually feel comfortable with paying that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what that would be, like $3,000 mortgage.
No, it just depends really, but
It's rough.
Really rough. Yeah.
Really rough estimate. I'm just guessing, but yeah, you might not feel comfortable paying that monthly. So although you're pre-approved for it, you might only be looking in $200,000 range.
Yeah.
Because that might feel more comfortable.
Definitely.
And then also keeping in mind, you do still have to pay utilities. So
yeah, utilities. I mean, yeah, it's not cheap, right? A $300,000 house, I would imagine, would be bigger. So you're gonna have more heating, cooling expenses. Your electricity is going to be higher. Your property tax is going to be higher because I imagine it'd be bigger. So there's just a lot of factors, but don't let that be your deciding factor. Just ask the questions, get a full understanding of what that looks like, and put a plan in place to get you where you want to be. So.
Yeah. Number 2.
Waiting for the perfect time. You'll just be waiting forever. So.
Oh gosh.
I don't think there's ever a perfect time. People do it with having kids, getting married, life decisions. I think if you wait too long, it might just not happen. If you're waiting for prices to drop, if you're waiting for that 5% drop in the market, although in the last year it's went up 40%, yeah, you saved 5%, but you lost 35% by not buying last year. So.
I think you're never going to feel like it's the perfect time without also talking to a professional.
Yeah.
Like, you need to have a conversation, whether you're ready or not, with a professional to, like, sit down, look over your finances, look over what you're looking for, and...
It's okay.
What's yours?
Yeah.
Like, review everything, and then at that point they can kind of give a game plan of, like, you actually aren't ready right now, but in 12 months, you're going to be in the perfect situation for it.
Yeah.
So, and then even having that conversation, you can actually plan ahead of time too. Like, okay, in 1 year, it's going to be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But don't wait for the interest rates to drop, or don't wait for just, those things like the market to change. Like, do it now. If you feel like that now's a good time for you, do it now. And then when the interest rates do drop, refinance.
Sure. Yeah.
You're not stuck in that exact loan forever for the whole 30-year loan. You know, like.
And if you are renting, I mean, for that year that you've waited, you've paid that money, not towards building equity. And whenever it comes to like trading stocks, they always say like time in the market and not timing the market. I mean, historically, it proves to be in the market and not trying to time, right? So just do what's best right now, and if it's not, maybe planning, but don't think you're going to time the market. So.
Yeah, it can be tricky. But yeah, if you're waiting for that, you're going to be waiting a lifetime.
Yeah. I mean, if you already have a home and you're looking to sell and buy, I mean, you can maybe take a glance at the market, say prices are up. Yeah, we should probably do this now. Or prices are down. If you can afford to wait, by all means, yeah. But if you're trying to buy a home, I don't think there's a better time than right now, as of August 6th.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the market's kind of at a stalling point right now, so people are on the sidelines waiting for rates to drop. I'm afraid when rates do drop, there's going to be an influx of people trying to sell and also people trying to buy because they've been waiting for that exact thing. So, like Camry said, if you were to buy now, you can refinance later. I think get ahead of things. And I think right now is a good time if it's a good time for you, that is. So.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, too, are trying to wait on the market, like you said, for interest rates to drop. But back in COVID, you know, when everything was like that and everything was lower and everyone was buying and selling,
Yeah.
you were listing a home for sale and you would have 10 offers on that home on day one. So then you're all competing to get the highest offer, and now you're overpaying on a property
Yeah.
just to have that lower interest rate. You know, but right now, like, we're in a market that houses might sit for a week to 2 weeks and it might get a few showings and it might have a couple offers, but you know, you actually are purchasing a home that's worth what you're offering, and
Right.
you might not be competing with that many people.
Yeah.
So it is a good time.
Yeah, especially for the inexperienced buyer that wants to do things a little more smoothly, you know, and stress free. Like, I think now you have a little more time versus competing offers and cash offers. I mean, Cameron and I, we waived inspections, offered more than asking. We refused to let other people look at the house after we looked at it, and we made sure nobody else was going to take the house from us. So, like,
Yeah.
at that time, we were growing our family, and we knew what we wanted and needed, and
Yeah.
we had the means to make it possible. So that's just how things went. But
We were those people that we're talking about.
what's that?
Competing with offers and.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
You know.
2 years ago, and competing offers. So there were showings after ours, and we didn't want to lose the house. So.
We weren't waiting. We were the first people to walk through the house. We made an offer the moment we walked out of the house, and we were already competing with other people.
Yeah.
So.
Real estate agents' dream, right? Super easy buyers.
Yeah, our agent loved us.
Our agent before that hated us because
we walked her through the same property, I think 5 times.
5 times. So. And the agent before that, I didn't have one. So sorry, Cameron.
I know. We never talked about that.
Yeah.
The first time that you bought the house, like the Cavs house.
Yeah.
I asked him what the story was because I had never heard anything about hiring an agent or any of it. You literally just texted me one day and said, "Hey, I bought a house."
Yeah.
It was like in October.
Yeah.
We moved in December, and I was like,
yeah. I was kind of looking. I kind of gave up due to my price range and what I wanted. And this house came on the market. It was for sale by owner from a home builder that had built the home with his grandson. And it's like the perfect house. It was perfect for us and a really good price. I signed papers in the seller's house and put a $500 earnest money, non-refund, or it was refund. It was non-refundable. It was applied to the purchase of the home.
"Oh, nice."
When I bought it. If I decided to back out, they would have kept that earnest money. So we closed at the bank with the sellers, no agents involved, and it was pretty smooth. But
yeah, it was really smooth for me because I had no part in it.
Yeah, you just moved your toothbrush in and everything else, and
I started bringing my little duffel bag,
yeah.
and then you would say, "Oh, your bag's getting empty. You need to run home and get some more clothes. Just leave these here. I'll clean them."
Yeah.
I was like, "You're just slowly moving me in."
Yeah, it was perfect though. I mean, at that time, interest rates were 3%.
Mm-hmm.
Houses were cheap. For reference, I mean that house nowadays is $200,000. Bought it for $95,000.
So cute.
2017 December. I mean, it's a real bad time to buy a house. Yeah, it closed in December, I think.
Oh yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
You're right.
The market's just changed, right? I mean, that house, when I say it's worth $200,000, that's based on the market. I know I only paid $95,000 for it.
Yeah.
Someone else will pay $200,000 for it. That's the market.
Yeah.
So it's not what you think it's worth; it's what somebody else will pay for it, and that's what you're competing with.
That's what the data is saying.
Yeah.
The market. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1, not choosing a team that works together.
Yep. Bad idea.
Bad idea. I mean, because ultimately, it is a team effort to get this deal to the closing table.
Oh yeah.
You know, realtors and lenders and title companies, inspectors,
Home insurance.
home insurance
Did
agents.
you say appraisers?
Appraisers are not our team.
No, they are.
No, they are.
Sometimes they work against us, but they have a job to do as well. So we don't always like their answers, and we don't know why they give the answers that they do. But sometimes they're favorable, and other times we're not friends.
Yeah.
So,
but it not in a team as where like we don't get to choose them.
No.
They're chosen for us.
There's no bias with mortgage lending and the banks. I can't have an appraiser cousin that's going to give me a sweet deal. They remove the bias. I'm not allowed to know who the appraiser is.
Yeah.
I can't reach out until the report's done. And prior to that, they won't tell me who the appraiser is. So
yeah, but everyone else in the transaction, we do get to give our professional opinion on who we feel like our buyers should choose.
Yeah.
Title companies who we've worked well with in the past,
Yeah.
who has ultimately they're all about the same rate, so that's not super competitive, but their work ethic, so we can vouch for them. Inspectors, obviously, like people that we've worked with in the past or who've done a great job, and
respect their opinions, and when you call somebody, do they answer? Or like
how quick they can get the appointment done, and how well they actually communicate the issues to the buyers. That's huge. And then lenders and realtors, so we do get a good sense of team, and we all work well together. So
and I have my own team. With being a wholesaler, I work with 16 different lenders. With each lender, I have an account executive. Within those lenders, they have underwriters. Within my team that works with the lender, I have a processor. I have myself. Pretty big teams. Everybody's got a role to play, and they're all very important roles. So.
Yeah. And ultimately, just to get you to your dream home and to the closing table smoothly, stress free. So.
Yeah, that's the goal for everybody. I think a lot of those are secondary, like bolt-on services to what Cameron and I would offer. So it does start with the agent and the lender as far as, can I afford this, and can this person find me the home I want? So from there, they work with us, right? So a lot of those companies try to, build relationships with agents and lenders to kind of gain their business. And over time, we were able to tell who we like and trust and want to do business with.
Yeah. It is nice when you and I get to work together because it is 24-hour communication when working with other lenders, or I'm sure when you're working with other realtors. Like, we do try to be mindful of where they're at over the weekend, or if it's not, within normal business hours, like reaching out to them. But when it's Chance and I getting to work together, we're always together. So we always are communicating about real estate. And if I have a question, and if I'm working on a Sunday evening, like, he's sitting next to me also figuring out the issue also. So
I'm not real proud of it, but Cameron's been showing houses before, and I've been in the back of a van sitting on the ground,
changing diapers
and working, and so it's a different dynamic that we have. I don't know anybody else that has this within one household, being a lender and a real estate agent.
No.
So it is different, right? It's worth talking about, but it's not the only thing we have to offer. We have other individuals that we work with, but as far as communication goes, and us being married,
it's pretty
and having being able to work together. So
we're a good team. No. Oh.
we'll work on that.
We'll work on the handshake.
Yeah. I don't know how the editing will go on this, but
so that's pretty much it. That is our top 10 buyer mistakes.
Yeah, 10 to 1. So hopefully y'all stay tuned in, and if you have any questions, I mean, obviously we've stressed this enough to reach out, ask the questions. You don't have to work with us, but we're here to help, and we love the opportunity to gain your business and have the opportunity to work together with you and your family and get you into your dream home. And obviously we work for referrals, right? So if you like and trust us, tell your family and friends. Same goes for any industry. If you like somebody, you refer people that you like and trust, and so.
And we're going to keep your timeline in perspective too. We're not going to, just because you're talking to us now, we're not going to try and get you into a house right now. If you're not ready for 6 months, then we're going to slowly, start getting things in order, and 3 months out, start sending you some houses that you might want to look at, and get the process moving then. So, we're not going to push you to do it now, obviously, never, but we just want to have your best interest in everything and keep everything flowing smoothly.
Yep. All right. Well, I think that's a wrap for today. So
that's a wrap. Listen to us on Spotify and watch us on YouTube. We are at Married to the Market. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram and Facebook, Married to the Market, and then our business socials. Yours is
Chance.thelender.
And mine's CamryStoffel.tcrealty. So give us a like, follow, and a share. And we'll be talking to you guys next week.
Yeah. All right. Peace.